Reach the top of the stone formation. From here you can see the valley clearly. You can return to the Scholar and Snow Ridge now. I don't know why they give you white rose potions for this. So worthless. You don't use regiments in it, so... Let's see what this hammer's like. Alright, I mean, I'm assuming increased cooldown means the reverse. Well, nobody I currently have uses a hammer, so... But I got the quest complete. Time to turn it in. Hiding behind there. You can confirm through your own experience that the place is indeed just a giant's lair, but you don't know what it was before. The Scholar Snow Ridge is satisfied, and you are rewarded accordingly. This is a shell. Where did you find it? You saw the sea! This is for you! You saw the sea! And then I got clear water, which will stack, thankfully, with the one I got in the Ifrit area. Snow Cavern, which is over here. The curse has been lifted, but this is still a dangerous place filled with monsters and beasts. After a few days, those who suffered from strange illnesses are going to the ice cavern to recover. Hey, thank you. Okay, let's see if the jade chests are respawned here. It appear northeast. Leda, where is she? Blah. Bah! He has no comprehension of human language. You take a deep breath and try to calm yourself down. Arthan, who might know the whereabouts of Leda? Although there's no way he can understand you, he looks off toward the west. The west is where the Ifrit's main camp lies. You go. You're right. I should go and ask him myself. Ifrit Void Master. Peaceful life without grunts. It's almost like it was before the Battle of Black Sun. Save before we go in here and try to get something good. I know I'm very powerful right now, but I'm telling you that once I get into the Ifrit territory, my character will probably die pretty easily. Because I think I entered the Ifrit territory like around day 400 last time, and I was getting two-shot by the Demon Lords. Melee allies have a 10% chance to receive a shield worth 10% health when attacked. Better than what I'm currently wearing. Protection aura. Yeah, let's put it on you. So now I've got 3 different chances of 10% chance to get that health. So wandering around the map, you'll find like a chubby Ifrit. I'm not too worried about it. I know exactly where I'm supposed to go. But he basically says you need to find the Void Master, who is near the lava fortress or something like that, and that's right here. In case you're looking at the map, it's at the very north middle of the map. Just go there and you'll find the Void Master. It is not the same Void Master that's wandering around the map. They are the Void Master, but the game just plays that off as that's a shadow puppet. Ifrit tongue. Wah! Ah yes, it's the human. Darn it, I could have sworn I posted guards. Shut up and protect our Void Master. What am I going on about? Maybe we'll get our teeth into some tasty sorcerers today. Chief, that guy. I know, step down. What's the fear about piteous humans? These weaklings are nothing compared to a god. Even the most godlike and legendary hero has already met her demise at my hand. The Void Master closes his eyes as though focusing deeply on something and creates a vista in the landscapes of his imagination. Among the biting snowdrifts, a thinly dressed young woman is shackled in chains of ice, imprisoned inside a cage made of pure ice. Under heavy guard, she sits alone on the ground as the polar winds cut right through her. She's alive? Taking a deep breath while slowly opening eyes. Aleda slowly rises to her feet and folds a corner of her turban to cover her mouth and nose. It seems fortune is with us. There's still time. Aleda stretches out a foot. The ice chain laying slack on the ground tightens suddenly. Apparently unaware of the tightened ice chain, Aleda continues pressing forward. The moment her toes touch the ground, the ice shackles and ice cage immediately shatter into 1,000 pieces like a pane of glass confronting a hurricane. Mystical blue smoke billows out from where it fell. I already told you. Far out in the east are the Ilias Ranges. There's a certain spiritual energy over there. Although we're leagues away as the eagle flies, the Spiritmancer there is powerful enough for me to break this ice snare. Aleda clenches her fist. As she lets it go, some dark purple glowing ashes scatters to the ground. It's exactly the same as the Stone of Image. Perhaps this is your way of expressing the pain of having been fooled, using me as your revenge against the river goddess after 1,000 years. But that's not the same. Back then, all we knew was how to be enemies. But finally, after all this effort, we may have found another way. We're never going to give up on this, Void Master. Barely discernible human tongue. Scram, you tiny, feckless, worthless insect! Where's the Void Master? Pathetic, useless insect, go! I don't need you. You find yourself suddenly short of breath, as if some invisible force has gripped onto your throat. Within seconds, you're sent flying away like a stone skimming across the pond, bouncing and rolling several times on the ground. Lying on the ground, you discover the slightest movement sends searing pain and suffering through your whole body. You know, I'm pretty sure I just completely own these two, but whatever. Roar. Blah blah. The last image you see before losing consciousness is the pitying gaze of the short Ifrit ghoul. Somehow it seems to pity both the weak and its very self. Before losing consciousness, you hear the sound of someone whispering an incantation. Who is it? Humans are defenseless against old age, death, and disease. Cursed by their own ambitions, they... I'm clicking. Nothing's going on. It just takes a while. It kind of reminds you of Dragon Quest Builders 2. Like, I'm still clicking. Nevertheless, let me lead you into the light. This is the whole point of me acting as an emissary. Hey, are you awake? You feel a splitting headache and your vision's foggy. Everything seems blurry. Rick? I thought you'd lost your memory, but thank the gods you still remember me. Please take it easy for now. You've taken quite a knock. Allow me to refresh your memory. Yes, I'm Rick. I'm a magic healer, and I'm your friend. We actually weren't friends in this lifetime. For my first playthrough, we actually were. She was in my party. Well, one of them at least. You notice the white rose branded into Rick's neck, glowing dimly. White rose have strict guidelines about when you're permitted to use your healing magic. What's your punishment going to be for saving me? No, my father holds the chair, so let's just say I've got some connections. Rick smiles and waves a hand mysteriously in your direction. You see veins sticking out of her brow and a bead of sweat rolling down. She doesn't seem as relaxed as her chit-chat suggests. You've only just come around. Have a good rest and try not to worry about things too much. If you're bored, go outside and smell the roses in the garden. Roses, but it's snowing outside? Not even the whitest snow can stop the rose from blooming. I'm going out to survey the situation. Don't stray too far, you hear me? Here's a cloak hanging at the door if you're feeling cold. Rick dons her own coat and leaves, but not before hunching over and sputtering a few coughs. He tries to hide this from you. He disappears almost instantly into the snow flurries outside. It's a simple but very clean cloak. It's made of fluffy materials and looks very warm to wear indeed. This is a small garden house associated with the White Rose where witches and wizards escape the elements and rest with hot tea. You can craft elixirs, plant new herbs, and more. Flowers in the White Rose garden bloom once every 7 days. You may enter the garden and pick flowers freely. This sounds really cool, but I never even bothered coming back because there's just nothing you can do here. We can try to manage the White Rose garden, and it's just to say like, hey, let's try increasing the weekly harvest. It's gonna cost me 50 jade. Okay, forget it. Same thing if I try to increase the quality. So it's gonna cost me jade, and I'm at 149. I need one more to get the dragon, and I still haven't even upgraded my massive third army. So I could set this as a rally point, which I don't really want to because there's nothing to do here. I could try to craft White Rose elixirs, which will take stuff that's in the garden here, but you need to collect 5 common White Roses. Now there are a lot of flickering things, but you'll just find different ones like a medium rose and a small rose, and you can't make anything with those combinations. Oh, are you leaving so soon? I'm very sorry. There's no need to apologize. You're already my hero. You've already done so much great work with the ceasefire, stoking trust between the tribes, instilling peace between us and the Ifrit. Nobody else may understand you, and plenty may doubt you, but you. As she speaks, Rick takes several steps to the side and walks outside your line of sight. Amidst the blizzard, a woman in blue walks towards you. But you are never alone. Rick reaches her arms around the both of you in an almighty embrace. Initially embarrassed, Aleda soon breaks out into a warm smile. Being questioned, doubted, despised, defeated, all for such a faraway pipe dream with no benefit to your immediate self, you grit your teeth. Fortunately, you will never be alone. What would you like to say to Aleda? Get to the bottom of things with her first before leaving. About the Ifrit. Aleda, the Ifrit have violated the deal. I know. Good work these past few days. It must have been hard. So basically, if I remember right, I started the mission to rally the tribes on day 117. It has taken me up to now 66 days. It's taken me 66 days to get this far. Just for this. That's half my allotted time. And I knew what I was doing. What do we do now? Rally all the tribes under one banner to destroy the Ifrit, or? You have to go over and try one more time. Alright. And here I was thinking you'd be outraged and demanded to pay the full price. Price must be paid, alright. We're already paying that price ourselves, the price of rebuilding trust. Well, let's go together this time. I'm sorry that I left you behind that time. I didn't know you were so obsessed. This time, please don't summon any storms. I'm weak and every rain drop feels like a meteor slamming into my skin. Okay, I promise. The sky's cleared up. About reincarnation. I've reincarnated a dozen times. The first 10 times were to defeat the Ifrit. Also, some people or events changed my very first loot. I gradually pieced together solutions that I drew experience from each lifetime. Slowly, the combat ways and attack strategies of the Ifrit were revealed to me. Even so, their formidable strength still leaves us little chances against them. By the 10th time, we finally managed to win a victory against the Ifrit. However, I'll never forget that sight. The lady closed her eyes and frowns. The 11th time, I started exploring new pathways, unlike before. You still have us, though. Yes, thanks to my friends. I refuse to give up. Thanks to you, to Rick, to my Arcanist peers. Arcanists, betraying a look of sorrow. Only I'd sensed Quarzon's pain sooner, perhaps they wouldn't have been sacrificed like that. Hey, that's not your fault. We all make our own decisions. If I have to lay down my life for the cause one day, so be it. The day will never come. About your friend. Back in Jamal City, I used to think, just like my father, that the royal blood was nothing more than everyday, mild healing magic. But the power of healing cannot turn the tide of war. First battle ended in us getting routed, standing atop a mountain of corpses with vultures circling overhead. I would never forget the smell of their blood, never forget their eyes prized open for all eternity. One of them was still standing, although long dead. That was my best friend, who I snuck out of Jamal City with, who always watched over me, always guided me. During my first reincarnation, I met another person who may not have looked the same as my best friend, but still became just as important to me during that lifetime. Time and time again, we would cross each other, as if the only constant in this ever-changing universe is our fate, and at each time he dies because of me. That's why I started hiding myself out there in the world, never telling anyone my true identity. You know, a real hermit. But still, you'd end up meeting each other? That's right. No matter what, we couldn't escape our fatal attraction. This time, I wanted to be at peace when I faced my destiny, but as soon as I started thinking about it... Oh, I'm sorry. I've been so lonely. After all these times, I thought I could take it. Fate lies out of control. As long as I refuse to give it, no man can take my life. You're... Aleda flashes a cheeky grin. It's like a direct line between Obsidian Flame and the Emissary. Sometimes I feel like you have a kind of connection to them too. This is pretty heavy stuff. Perhaps in your eyes, this is just a figment of my imagination. Why's that? I can feel it sometimes, that sense of deja vu, like we've met somewhere before. Really? If that's so, then you... Lady's eyes clouded over. Alright then, let's move out. If you're tired from traveling, come back to my garden and take a rest. The roses blossom once every week. Make sure you come back and take advantage. No, it's just easier for me to make my own potions. And I'm not saying you should get rid of the talent tree or anything. This is just not worth it. I can't go back in time. I'm kind of curious. What is Rick's relationship with me now? Went to 100. Okay. I'm pretty sure she was not at 100 before. She's with the faction of the Daken, so... There's a lot of people down here. Alright, nobody knew. Chakra, anything that I think I can give you yet? No, doesn't look like it. I think I've already given you the White Rose potion before. So now we just go back to the Void Master. Probably should have set a rally point much closer. How about these chests? Nope. I just need one more jade and I can get a single dragon, which is not the final upgraded dragon. Now that being said, when you own a town, you'll get so much more jade. It's just insane. But during this game, I wasn't really focused on that. I was just it may not look it, but I was actually working towards the main quest pretty much this entire time. I know that I've been powering up and stuff, but that's because I need to do that. Because the final battle is just like you and Aleda, and I ended up fine, but there are people who posted on Steam forums and saying like this fight is impossible. Dark clouds block the sun, a premonition of the disaster to come. The ground quakes and flames shoot out, devouring everything flammable in the vicinity. You wake up feeling as though you've been throttled. You struggle to catch your breath. Take it easy. We can't avoid war. Get your head straight before we fight, and don't worry, I'll be at your side. Aleda. What's wrong? No matter how many times you come back, you do the same thing every time. So do I, actually. Let's go. The short guy, are they chasing him? He's running toward us and may have a message to tell us. In any case, let's help him through this spot of bother. My brother, he was killed! With the help of Aleda's magic, you instantly perceive his full meaning even if you cannot understand a single word. The tall one? Yes, that's him. Just for suggesting to ring-fence a piece of land for humans after the war. For that, he was executed by the Void Master. The Void Master is such a violent guy, he doesn't give a damn about violating Pact. Don't blame the Void Master, it's that human child. No, that's no human, it's a demon, a cursed monster. Human child? Are you sure about that? I'm sure. He must have used some kind of magic to change the Void Master's form. He's got... The short infernal ghoul suddenly chokes up, and a whining sound pierces out of his throat. Leda shrieks out, "No!" But it is too late. The ghoul's neck is snapped to one side at a 45-degree angle. His body begins turning a burnished black color like ashen wood. Despite his snapped neck and corroded form, he still manages to produce an inescapably haunting voice. Brother! Brother! The ghoul scatters to the winds like ashes. We cannot subject ourselves to fear and dread, be ye an Ifrit Master or a lowly human child. Keep going. You finally arrive at the destination. Entering the Void Master's palace, there are no guards to stop you. In absolute darkness here, you feel completely isolated from the outside world. This must be how the warriors of the Black Sun felt. You walk for some time, eventually coming across a blazing fire amidst the darkness. And sitting atop a throne in the middle of these raging flames is none other than the leader of the Ifrit. We meet again, River Goddess, and you, a fragile human, oh, the stubbornness of insects. What have you come crawling back for this time? Revenge? Or to vent? I still come in the name of integrity and peace. The Void Master falls silent, but only for a moment. He soon regains his composure, raising his head in arrogance and bearing a terrifying grin. Ifrit lacked the flexible facial muscles of humankind and cannot make expressive gestures, so seeing the Void Master produce this dark, human-like smile sends a shiver running down your spine. It is precisely at this moment you feel an inexplicable pressure sweep over you like a storm, confounding your breathing. Short Infernal Ghoul's last words rattle around inside your skull. For some reason, you are reminded of that silent Ifrit who stood sentry over this shattered realm, Aloysius. Emissary! There's another emissary here! Me? You talk too much. I don't have... I mean, I guess I have a healing potion I can use if I need it. I think I can get him. Whoa. Okay, that was the only healing thing I had. I mean, I got a lesser one, but still. I've been powering up, and I've been boosting my stamina, and I still almost died from this fight. Fragile things. As the Void Master falls, you hear a young man's voice from one corner. He strides out of the darkness and sits down beside the Void Master's body. Through the warmth of the flames, you see it's just the face of a young human. We meet again, he says emotionlessly as he bows his head and covers up an eye. Somehow his voice seems familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. Hello there, my name's Olam. Any final requests? Unfinished business, unsettled relations, unforgettable obsessions. Tell me all about it, if you desire. I have a phenomenal memory, and your dreams, desires, and voices will live on in my mind forever. You're but a human. Why are you trying to destroy the peace forged between us and the Ifrit? Do you hate humans or merely the Ifrit? Alright already, enough bluster. I just asked if you had any final requests. If there are no last requests, then give my regards to Azrael. Need the inventory menu, and I have some healing orbs left. I'm stuck. Oh, he said something. This far transcends the scope of mere magic, such as the power of obsidian flame. You're not wrong, he's an emissary. It ended up skipping because I was mashing spacebar trying to roll. An emissary. Aleda claimed that the river goddess was the only emissary for the obsidian flame in our universe, etching the forces of time into her bloodline to pass down through the ages. The emissary's power is sourced from the obsidian flame itself, which means we're also talking to a god right now? Selling yourself out and becoming a puppet, just to try and transcend these vagaries and weaknesses of mortal flesh. Don't you lecture me, shut it. But let me ask you this, do you have any last words? Damn it, I used too much royal blood here to heal us up. It'll just speed up the demise of this universe, giving us even less time to spend during the next reincarnation. What is your thinking, Aleda? Forget about the next time. Let's pull out all the stops and end this now. Snigpia? Aloysius. You really are an annoying loser, dear Ifrit. Stop it. I'm just doing what you've already done. You still not get it? You are just a pawn being played here. Everything you do is just going to be taken off you by them. That reminds me. My father's been waiting all this time for you to return your powers. When are you going to give up, Aloysius? Stop being used, Olam. There are 4 people here, and 3 of them are emissaries of my father. Tell me again, who is it that's being used? Save yourself some time and quit being such a fool. Placing hands together. Oh. Princess Aleda, this is an archvillain who has destroyed our world. Unless you've lost all sense of justice, quickly slay him. You guys conserve your energy and bide your time. Leave this one up to me. I'll take you through to the obsidian flame after we defeat him, so please conserve your strength. Go together. I'm just a kid. Is this really such a good idea? Ah! Oh, the pain. I hate pain. His wound is completely healed over. Such incredible regeneration. I will never forget you. Never! Okay, I'm stunned again. Come on. Weakness here is that once he cocoons, he heals really fast. And there we go. And I'm losing too much health, but I'm stunned. Oh, there goes his health again. I'm keeping him stunned as much as I can. Completed quest Alum. Speak with Jahan. I don't think he'll be able to stand up. Oh, it's so sore. Mama, sister, save me. Save me. That hurts. It hurts so much. Alum curls up on the ground, clutching his knees to his chest as he wails. The Ifrit Void Master is still alive, but barely. Has that guy really been in control of him this whole time? Not quite. Alum lacks the power to control human emotion. The obsidian flame may have warped his appearance, but it also granted him powers of rapid regeneration. It's plain to see that he has been seduced into wrongdoing by Alum. Alas, I hope you can give us another chance. Give peace between the humans and the Ifrit one more chance. Aloysius squats down to heal the Ifrit Void Master's wound. Suddenly... Ugh! Aloysius! Careful! Ifrit's heart is located in the exact center with the dark red rocky exterior. You learn this after a soft mortal arm penetrates through Aloysius' chest. You didn't know? We are all children of his. There's an inseparable bond between father and progeny that can never be broken. As long as he uses this power, this connection will always exist. You and I are of the same strength, so therefore I can also use you for nourishment. Despite being grievously wounded, Aleida grits her teeth to launch a magical attack. However, an enormous spider springs out of nowhere, breaking Aleida's concentration. She leaps out of the way of the initial assault, but cannot avoid the accompanying fireballs. See, this is supposed to be like a dramatic moment, but all I can think of is show, don't tell. I mean, whatever. Alright, I'll keep going. Don't worry, you're next. Aleida, Aloysius. Aloysius, what about you? What is your final request? Oh, I see. You want to save the world. Don't worry, I'll save it for you. Alum's ravaged corpse quickly regenerates. A sizzling, creepy giggle escapes his lips, like the joint of a puppet creaking together. After several rounds of fighting, you are all exhausted to the bone. You try to save Aloysius, but Alum repels you at even faster speeds than before. You are no match for him. The 8 giant hands behind Alum plunge one after the other into the ground, forming a towering wall. Are we beginning to despair yet? He asks coolly, looking down at you. You can only watch as Aloysius' hands and feet gradually turn as ashen gray as his. It's a sight you've seen countless times before. Alum draws a hex in the air with his other hand, and a dark purple vortex materializes. You know this is the portal to the shattered universe. You can't escape, you shriek feebly. Your chest feels as though it has been shredded to pieces, and you begin to cough up blood. A shrill, steady sound fills your eardrum, as though a coarse cable is being used to floss inside your brain. Despair, weakness, pain, misery, anger. Try as you might, you are unable to move your limbs. You no longer have any fight left in you, and can only leave yourself to this cruel fate. Looking over to Aleida, you know that even if you don't have any chance here, she will live on and can have another crack at this. Aleida remains as motionless as you, whether or not she's even able to move. But that's when everything took a sharp turn. A monstrous hand reaches through the rift and penetrates straight through Alum, just as he has done to Aloysius. It's obsidian flame, regenerating its own power. Why, Father? Why? I must have forgotten something, but my memory is perfect. Mother, my sister, your last wishes. Why can't I remember? The giant hand pulls away from Alum's chest, stretching out every finger like a gymnast. Your final wish is to kill me. What's like that? I remember. It suddenly turns to face Aleida. No! Human princess, and this adventurer, don't be afraid. You've already defeated it.